tuned in to Life After the Game with your host, Lamar Campbell. If you wish to ask a question of Lamar or his guest, please call 1-888-346-9144. That's 1-888-346-9144. Or you can send an email to lamar@lifeafterthegame.com. Now, back to our program.
Welcome back to Life After the Game. I'm your host, Lamar Campbell, 6:34 p.m. Definitely another happy belated Veterans Day to all our listeners overseas. Thank you so much for all you do. We love you. We respect you. And please come home safe.
This segment is brought to you by The Success of Real Estate Atlanta. Please visit www.thecircleofsuccessofrealestate.com. Give them a call at 678-886-0874 for all of your real estate needs. Selling Atlanta, Georgia, 24/7, 365.
We have a very special guest today. We're going to have MJ, not Michael Jordan. I know everybody was listening. We just got on the phone with Trent. So it's not Michael Jordan, but she's just as important in the world of nonprofit. I'm sure she's actually had the opportunity to work with Michael Jordan before. Miss MJ Pedone of Indra Public Relations based out of New York City. MJ, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. How are you today?
Oh, I'm awesome now, MJ, because you have a lot of information I'm sure a lot of people would like to hear about as far as the world of nonprofits. So give our listeners a little background about yourself.
Okay, well, I've been in the sports marketing business for over 20 years, and I've had such a privilege to work with so many of the athletes from the NFL, NHL, NBA, and Major League Baseball, and it's been great being able to cross over from the endorsement side and booking their appearances and corporate events and charity events. And we really found a niche business working with the celebrities nonprofits. And it's great to see how life after the game has evolved for a lot of these athletes and really how they want to give back, whether it be for the Pediatric Cancer Foundations or MS or Alzheimer's disease. So many of these athletes are giving back in such a tremendous way.
And a lot of them are, and that's what Life After the Game is all about, MJ. You know, we definitely wanted to bring the light on everything. You know, a lot of times the mainstream media, unfortunately, unless it's negative, unless it's negative, it gets all the press. When it's positive, you see about 30 or 40 seconds on it on a little commercial. And Life After the Game was the brainchild of myself and a couple of other friends. We wanted to focus on the great things that guys are doing after the game and also while they're still playing the games. I'm sure you work with some guys that are still active that do great things in the community as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I think it's great now. I mean, it's unfortunate what's going on with the NBA, with the players being locked out. But the fortunate side of it is a lot of the bigger names, as the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, they are going out and they're doing their own fundraising and having these pickup basketball games and raising money for their special charities. And again, these are things that you don't really hear too much about. So it's nice to see that although there is a negative situation, that a positive situation is happening as well.
Definitely. You have to be half full. I mean, these guys, based off the year that the NBA guys had last year, me and Trent talked about it a little bit as well. It was a great NBA season, one of the best NBA seasons that I've been witness to in a long time. And to have the guys, as you said, the Dwayne Wades and the LeBron James and Allen Iverson, who I know is doing some other things, that are having these charity basketball games and giving back to the community. You know, unfortunately, they're not playing, they're not working as far as their job, but they're still giving back to the community. And all you hear about is lockout. But these guys are doing some great things now with their free time instead of just out there not doing anything at all. So tell us a little bit about Max Cure Foundation and your client, Trent, who we had on a little earlier. Tell us a little bit about that synergy and that partnership and how that came to be.
Well, as you know, Trent Tucker has the All for Kids Foundation, which is for at-risk youth, and it's his youth program that enables these children to put themselves in a positive situation, whether it be going to the universities or to a corporate setting, and actually partake in learning on life if they go through the school system and what they can become. And what we do, we present a lot of cross-marketing opportunities, and we have teamed up both Trent and the Max Cure Foundation. And now Trent is actually a celebrity ambassador for the Max Cure Foundation, and they will be doing such great things. So now Trent is launching the Harlem Initiative program for them, where they have identified 2 families here in New York, one being from Harlem and one from Brooklyn, and they will help fund these families that are dealing with a child who has pediatric cancer. And Trent is just such a wonderful face for this organization, and he brings so much to the table for them that the partnership is just, like they say, a match made in heaven.
Right, definitely. If you're just tuning in, I'm on with MJ Pedone of Indra Public Relations. Give us a call at 1-888-346-9144. Hit me on Twitter at LifeAfterTGame, or email your questions in at lamar@lifeafterthegame.com. Now, as you mentioned, MJ, I mean, having Trent on board, it definitely has to be a blessing, as you said, a match made in heaven. And I know as a former athlete myself, and with the success of Life After the Game that we've had this past year, we're actually in the process of getting our nonprofit started. So for all my athlete listeners out there and people that are interested in actually starting their own nonprofit, give them some of the benefits and what you can do in the community once you have your nonprofit up and running.
Oh, God. I mean, the benefits are really endless, what you could do. Whether it's a youth program, whether it's, advocating for a cause, anything you do that's additional for any of these families in a community is just, I don't even know the word, it's just an amazing thing to do for them, because there is such a need in so many ways that can help these families. And just having an athlete's presence and them behind any type of a cause just makes it that much greater.
It definitely really does. And I think a lot of times the athletes don't realize how much power that they have when they come into these kids' lives. To have them show up at an event, as you said, the guys doing the basketball tournaments, to have a Trent Tucker come and shake your hand, or have a golf tournament, the events that you put on in New York, and you've put on some fantastic events, and we definitely want to talk about some of those as well. There is nothing more fulfilling than giving back to your community and knowing that they appreciate it. And people out there that need help, we're in rough economic times right now. And as they say, a kind word goes so far. Just imagine what a kind action can do for people other than just a word. And it can just go to astronomical heights if you really put your heart and effort into your nonprofit. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. And last week, Trent Tucker was here in New York. There was an event that was hosted by the Theory Store where they gave 20% back to the Max Cure Foundation. And Trent met with a young boy, 19 years old, and he was a little bit too old for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I believe it's only up to the age of 17 years old, where they try and fulfill the patient's dream. And his dream was to meet any basketball guard. And when he was told that he was going to meet Trent Tucker, the first thing, he cried. And then he knew everything about Trent. So he was even that much more excited, and he knew about the three-point rule and everything else. So when Trent shook his hand and told him that everything's going to be okay and started talking about the game and answering all of his questions, it was just incredible for me just to sit there and be part of that, and the happiness. And that boy forgot all about his illness for that 20 minutes that he had spending with Trent. And the fortunate thing, we were also stuck in traffic. We were taking the boy with us to the Theory Store, and it was great. And he was so happy that we had traffic. And it was just such a great thing, for everybody involved to see and to watch. And it really does make a difference what these athletes do for these families and these children that are sick.
It really does, MJ. And I think I speak on behalf of all the athletes and all the families out there when we say thank you for everything that you do and your nonprofit efforts with all of these athletes. We have about 3 minutes left until break. But with the year that we've had around the world, you do a lot of work outside of the country. You've expanded globally by helping celebrities and nonprofits address disaster relief programs in Haiti, Africa, and even Sri Lanka. Tell us a little bit about that and how you got started in the international nonprofit relief.
Well, I started one of the women that I work with, Heather Robinson. Her husband is Clifford Robinson, who used to play for the Portland Trailblazers. She was working with Praz, who was a gentleman from the Fugees, and we started doing a lot of work with Haiti. And when she came on board, she brought that element. And then there's a woman who works for us, Samantha Davis, who is great, and she brought Sri Lanka to us, and that's how we really started expanding. And it also has been rewarding because, again, the cross-marketing opportunities, a lot of the athletes and celebrities are excited to also expand to those countries where either they are from or where they have, their fellow teammates are from. Mm-hmm. So it's been a wonderful opportunity, and right now they're building another school, and we have in Sri Lanka a campus that is in the process of being built. So it's great for us to see these things develop and be part of it right from the inception.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't agree with you more on that, MJ. So we have about 2 minutes left, so I have to ask you, as I just love giving back. It makes me feel so good. Give back as much as I can, and I know you've been a part of some great efforts of nonprofit, of charity. Is there any particular charitable organization that you work with or any event that you put together that just is number one in your heart? I know it's hard to pick one because all of them are probably so meaningful to you, but is there one that actually stands out to you?
Well, it is hard to choose. I've been a part of the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for a long time, and they do a great carnival out in Los Angeles, and they do a really nice carnival here in New York City as well. But working with Trent for so many years on his golf tournament has been really special because I've been able to meet a lot of these students that have gone into his program, and where you say, oh my God, is there really going to be any hope for this student? And that I have watched them now attend college, and we have 2 of them that are going to be graduating this coming June. So to me, that's been super special. And also teaming up Trent and the Max Cure Foundation, September 10th, 2012, we will have the All for Kids Foundation and Max Cure Foundation uniting to raise money for the 2 different charities through a golf tournament as well as a gala dinner the evening before. And I'm happy to announce that Michael Jordan, once again, will be our lead golfer, along with some very big names. So it's very exciting because we're touching 2 different foundations and so many lives.
It really is. And for all my listeners out there, if you're just tuning in, I'm on with MJ Pedone of Indra Public Relations. Make sure you check out their website at indrapr.com. That's indrapr.com. And look for Miss MJ Pedone because she's making it happen with nonprofits all over the country and all over the world. MJ, thank you so much for joining us today, and you are always welcome back to Life After the Game.
Oh, thank you so much, and we hope to see you at September 10th, 2012, here in New York City, the golf tournament.
You will see me, MJ. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All righty.